What it is, what they do, this is Orion, aka Brass Balls, bringing you an exquisite deep dive tape stash episode. Before I take this dive with y'all, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Orion Hip Hop, where you can peep previous episodes of Deep Dive Tape Stash, along with some obscure hip hop that I'll be putting up there, cool remixes, and music from yours truly. I truly appreciate everybody that's already following me, everybody that's dropped comments, likes, shares, reposts, all that, and everybody that is tuning in for the first time. Now, let's all 1 million of us get together, go to Washington, D.C., and take a plunge in Lincoln Memorial's reflecting pool together, because we're about to tackle this joint right here called Where Y'all At. It was a posse cut that dropped in 1995, and this posse cut had some big names on it. Ice Cube on the intro, and then you had Prodigy give you a stellar verse, followed by Havoc, Ice-T, Chuck D. All these cats were in the video as well. The video you could peep on YouTube. RZA and Killer Priest even dropped the verse together. Smooth B from Nice and Smooth. The Lynch Mobb was on this. And the track ends with an MC from the West Coast, Cam, K-A-M. This brother was dope. Put a lot of great music, and I believe he's still pulling out music, so go check out his stuff. A lot of social commentary from the brother from the gate. That's his MO. So a lot of these features made perfect sense in being on this record. There were already MCs that were dropping socially conscious music. The joint itself has a West Coast feel to the beat. It was produced by somebody by the name of Jimmy J.T. Thomas. I believe he's from the West Coast. And this tape itself had 4 different versions of the same song. And I'm going to get into that because each version got a different vibe to the beat. He's got an East Coast sounding beat. He's got a smoothed out type beat. And then he also has one for what's called the underground mix. I happen to like the underground mix more so than the main mix of the song that they put out and did a video for everything. The underground mix is much more my vibe. I'm thinking I'm going to put that up on YouTube, bro, because I couldn't find the underground mix anywhere on YouTube. I had to pop the tape in just to hear it myself, so I think I'm going to put it up. And also because of the fact that the underground mix has 2 other MCs that weren't on the main track that made it for the video, and that is Lord Jamar of Brand Nubians and E-Rule. Now, Lord Jamar is in a lot of heat right now for what he was saying about Latinos and hip-hop, and I don't agree with none of that shit that he has to say, especially since recent video came out of him contradicting himself on Drink Champs before he got on that stance that Latinos weren't at the inception of hip-hop and everything. So he's completely been on record contradicting himself, and that's a whole other thing to tackle. Anyways, his verse on this was dope, so I'll give him props for that. E-Rule is an MC out the West Coast that I've loved for a very long time. A lot of people know E-Rule from a song that he dropped called Listen Up, but I was very much a fan of E-Rule even after that. He had a song called The Real Me that I love, Milestones, his album Cold Currents. If you haven't heard it, you need to go peep it because it's a monster of an album, mad slept on. Shout out to my dog One Take, who's as much of an E-Rule fan as I am and shit. And I think he did a dope ass remix to Milestones. I can't remember if it was Milestones that he did it. Or you know what? He probably did a remix to The Real Me. Anyways, maybe, One Take, hit me up so I could put a link to where they could hear your remix of that E-Rule track, The Real Me. You know, like I was mentioning, man, this track itself was woke before being woke became a derogatory term, or before woke took on this liberal trend to be used in wokeism and used, you know, by the left all willy-nilly. You know, when I think of woke, I think of the early seeds of wokeism could have been planted by hip-hop to some degree. You know, you had the early movement that was Brand Nubian, Queen Latifah and all that. But once you got into the mid-90s, this is 1995 to 2000s, that movement wasn't as strong, but there was a big movement in cats still talking that reality in their raps. And you didn't want to get caught sleeping, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, tracks from like Killer Army, a song that they put out called Wake Up comes to mind. This very song, Where You At, was on the 1 Million Strong compilation album. And even on that compilation album, there is a song called Wake Up. So, cats were talking about this sort of thing before woke got taken over by, the left and everything. And it was a term that you were supposed to be awake stay awake to the ways of the world. This shit is deep. You feel me? It was that, yo. Me, myself, as an MC, I even had a song called Don't Sleep. Talking about you wake up, see the things around you and shit. It's dope concept. Yo, you gotta peep that. Go check it out on Spotify. Shameless plug. Going back to this track though, man, and what it meant, because of the Million Man March that was gonna take hold in 1995. That's what this song was trying to generate, is support within the hip-hop community for that. 1 Million Strong, the compilation, was of that as well. And this was put out by a record label called Mergella Records. That might sound familiar to my longtime listeners, because in episode 12 of Deep Dive Tape Stash, I talked about the Tupac Biggie song Runnin', which was put out by that same label and on this same compilation. The 1 Million Strong compilation, which is why even on the B-side to the Runnin' tape, I talked about the Channel Live song, Is It a Dream? This compilation, actually, if you do your homework, and I'll put a link to the Discog so you can get, a good track listing for it, and check out some of these joints, because the Alcoholics have a dope joint on it featuring Exhibit, and an MC that many might not know, but Snagglepuss is on that song as well. So that Alcoholics joint is a banger. There's other joints on there. Sons of Man, Wicked Ways is a underground banger. Snoop and Dre, 187 Now 187 is deep cover, but it's completely different verses from the brothers. And actually, while I was doing my research, somehow I got in my feed that 187 was actually supposed to be on the Chronic, but they decided not to pull it from the Chronic, but it actually made this compilation. So that was worth noting and stuff. Other tracks on this, like there's a group called Chaotic Cypher. Did some research on them. They have a song on this compilation called Tight Situation. It's a tight joint, man. And I wonder whatever happened to those brothers or where they were even from. I don't even know, but yeah, man, it's worth a gander. You feel me? Y'all should go peep it when you get a chance. Now, from the 4 mixes, like I mentioned, the underground mix is the one that I like the most. The East mix was dope. It has a sample that I know somebody's used, but I just couldn't place it today, and this is gonna be bothering me for about a week or so. JT, Jimmy Thomas, actually went on to produce for Bone Thugs and Harmony a few times after this, and Bone Thugs were actually on the compilation itself, so maybe that relationship got forged because of this compilation. I don't know. I'm only assuming here, you know what I mean? I'm assuming relationships by proximity, you feel me? One thing that I want to say about this is that it gives credit for the scratches on the songs to be done by somebody by the name of DJ Damu, which made me think that it could be DJ Damu the Fudge Monk. If you don't know Damu the Fudge Monk, he is a dope MC, great producer. He was part of a group called Y Society. I don't know if that's the same dude, but I just thought that was interesting because Damu is from Washington, and you got on the front cover of this, the Capitol is on the front cover, and this is about the Million Man March that was going to take place in Washington. So maybe that's all a coincidence, I don't know, but this, if that is Damu, the same Damu, hey, Damu, hit me up. Let me know if that's you, because this might be the earliest that we've gotten Damu on a record. If you don't know about Damu the Fudge Monk, you slipping. Go peep his music. Go check him out on all the streaming platforms. You got no excuse. There's nothing truly underground these days. Everything can be found. There's an MC on this song by the name of The Smart. And I noted this because if you listen to his verse, he pretty much has that Ice Cube style that was very prominent in like the early 90s to mid 90s and stuff, to his flow. But he also says, he says, get in it or die trying. And I just thought that was very interesting. He was ahead of his time, because we all know 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying would come much, 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 much later, But it is what it is. I point out these things for my listeners out there, dog. Yo, so I'm gonna pull out of this reflection pond real quick. I think we took more than enough of a deep dive. I hope my truly woke listeners out there didn't catch offense with what I had to say about woke being a term that was hijacked by the liberal left, but it is what it is, y'all. Yeah, with that said, peace.